So how long do we want to wait, or do we want to just go live and wait for, and then we'll just mention Brad coming on in a bit?
Say whatever you want to do.
Okay. So did everybody have a good week this week?
Yeah.
I know Kat had a good week. Kat had a very good week this week.
Yeah, I had a very good week. I sold over 300 comics at Baltimore, and whoever I saw there, thanks guys. And we're just chit-chatting before the show starts. That way we could stall some time.
I'm about to start it. Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Weekly, episode number 4 with 4 people at the start. So I'm Chris. My link, I always go this way. Dark Avenger C86. Over to my other side is Kat.
Hey guys, what's up?
Mike. Cole.
Hey guys.
And Mike Spider Slayer is diagonal from me.
But I'm pointing down to
But he's pointing down because all of our social media links are below us.
That's right. Hey guys, how's it going?
Makes life easier for all of us, doesn't it? So Brant will be here soon. Brant's running a little teeny bit late. So hello everybody. Hello. We have Sweet Exorcist, Real Manos, I almost said Cat's name, Tevia, and I saw one other no, that's StreamYard. Okay, so that's everybody in our YouTube chat. We're also live on Facebook. So hello Facebook and YouTube, and welcome to Comic Book Weekly, the show where we talk about comic books and more. And we're actually going to kick this off with Kat and the news.
All right, so we actually got a good amount of news this week, and we're going to save all the media news for last because honestly, those are some of the bigger pieces from this week. But first up, I want to try doing something that Brant didn't. Okay, there we go. More news sizes for DC with Prestige Plus. So we've been talking about how the Black Label, we've been very in between with these magazine sizes. Well, it seems like they're doing that with even more comics.
And they're changing it up.
Yeah, they're changing it up. I'm like, please don't. I need to fit them in my boxes. I don't know why they need to change the sizes.
I'm not a fan of it now because why they're calling it plus, I'm kind of lost because the Prestige edition is double the size of a comic book. Now this plus version is longer but shorter. So instead of it being 6 inches tall, it's 5 and it's 10 inches wide. It's weird. It's a weird format. I don't know.
It's their way to charge more money for the comic book.
Of course.
That's basically what it is. I like what they should be. I think like Prestige book, it should be the size of like how the Curse of the White Knight is. I think like if you want to make a Prestige book, like high quality book, I think you should do that. And just make it that size. Make it the same comic size. I think when we came out with that latest Harley Quinn book, not Harleen, but the other one from last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Criminal Insanity or whatever.
Yeah, it's an oversized book, like magazine style, but it's only like 20 pages. And it doesn't work for that, for me at least anyway. It just seems too big, but when it's for a thicker book, like Batman or like Superman, that year one, the Black Label one, or the Batman one, and it's thicker, or Harleen when it's 64 pages, that's made more like a trade. So I can understand why that needs to be larger, but I don't know, just to make a regular book with some 20 pages in it special like that, I don't think there's a need for it.
No, I agree. At this point now they're going a little bit crazy with it, with the different sizes and whatnot.
So what are you going to have, like 3 different sizes of books?
Now it is, yeah, with this new. But I will say, I mean, we were talking about what we'd like to see in Black Label, and at least the question is going to be one of them. So,
yeah, we'll see what ends up happening with the Black Label in general. But going into that, actually, the American Vampire, which was a Vertigo book, is going to be part of the Black Label, which I'm the only one who reads that this year, so I'll be really quick. But I love that comic. It's one of my favorites, and I'm glad they're giving it its final chapter, even though that's not like a DC book. And I guess, I don't know, I'm still so confused with their imprints, with their like DC Horror, which is like creator owned, but then you do have the Black Label, which is mostly DC characters, so you're just going to add American Vampire into it. So I don't know, I find that weird. anyways, let's go to the next piece here, which is Iron Man 2020 gets a miniseries, including Ironheart. So I'm going to read out which miniseries we got here. We got Rescue 2020. I didn't even realize that. We have Iron Age, Machine Man, and then Weapon X, but spelled EXE. I don't know what to think about this event at all, but I'm going to at least pick up Rescue and Ironheart. I don't know about the rest. But let's go to Michael. Actually wanted to discuss this, so let's go to him.
Yeah, with all the miniseries titles, including Ironheart, I mean, it could go one or two ways. Like, it could go either very good if the story is good, but it could also go towards a downward slope because with now Iron Man 2020, this is a brand new character, so we don't know how it's going to go. But with all these events of what's going on and everything, it's only time will tell if this miniseries will be successful. So, I mean, I'm a little excited about it, a little bit, but it's just a story that I kind of am a little concerned about to see if it's going to be good.
Well, I don't think any of us are reading Iron Man, so I don't think it really affects us too much. But let's go to Mike on this.
I was is this storyline going on for like a year, this 2020 thing, or what?
Who knows?
Like, I forgot what it was because I remember reading up on it, and I was kind of like, it's not like a permanent thing. It's only for so long.
Never let
welcome, Mr. Fowler.
Yeah, Mr. Fowler.
Last Ember Press.
Over and over. I'm clicking him in.
We did all the stories that you didn't mark down. So
Okay, cool.
So we didn't miss anything.
Awesome.
But like I was saying, I am also looking forward to Rescue on this. But I might check these out to see what the offering is and what this 2020 world is going to be like. It could be a lot of fun. I don't know, or it could completely suck. But I'll try it and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm just confused with why they canceled Ironheart just to have her have a series in this or whatever it's going to be. It's a mini series. So, yeah, like you said, Mike, we'll see what that's going to entail. But let's go on to the next thing, which is that Birds of Prey ongoing becomes not a mini series, just a one-shot.
How does that happen?
That was hilarious. When I read that, I'm sorry, I didn't mark it, but I thought that was hilarious. I laughed a little bit when I saw that news.
Something's going on there. That's why, honestly, that's the reason why I marked it down. It's just like, that's fishy as hell. First, it's delayed. They're like, don't worry, guys, Birds of Prey coming. And then they're like, nah, we're just going to do a one-shot because the movie's coming out. It's just such a strange thing going on.
You must have been very angry about that.
Honestly, I wasn't very excited for this run because I'm not a huge Azzarello fan, and they freaking cut out Barbara Gordon. So
I think that's why they shot it down.
But see, but this shows you like DC's just not right. Like they don't know what's going on. They don't know what to do, and it just they're changing things all the time, like on the fly. So it's kind of like, oh, let's go with this one week, and then let's go with this next week, and it's just like, how do you change a series that's going to be ongoing and then all of a sudden just be like, oh, well, now we'll make it a one shot?
Yeah,
it's a very large one shot, so I think that's why they're like, it's fine. But Brant, what do you think?
Yeah, it shows you what kind of faith they have in that property right now. I mean, to go from ongoing to mini to one shot to, I don't know. It's just, it doesn't inspire hope or confidence with what we're going to get.
Or even the movie, honestly, because like you would think they would want to capitalize on that.
Yeah, exactly.
That, or they know that the comic isn't going to do well, and so they just went from they didn't even bother with a mini. They just went straight to a one shot.
Or it was the backlash. People, I think, were really upset that Barbara Gordon wasn't in it. I think people were upset that it wasn't a female writer, and it ended up being Brian Azzarello, the guy who made that horrible scene between Barbara Gordon and Bruce and killing Joe.
I really feel like DC is under a lot of fire lately. I mean, I get recommended because I watch a lot of comic videos, and there was a video, and again, I'm throwing this name out. I'm sorry. It's the video that came out of recommended, but like Bendis runes, Red runes Tim Drake. And as a matter of fact, our own Tevia was in the comments to that video because I watched it because I was curious about what the video was about. And about Bendis, about the changes, about the continuity being skewed. They're under fire with a lot of the choices they're making lately, with not just this, but with Bendis on certain books, with choices on certain books and directions and non-continuity. And
All right.
we all have talked about Doomsday Clock, I think, till we're blue in the
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Waiting for that
The
last
end.
issue.
Yeah, which is still
end.
going on.
Yeah, well, of course, it'll never end. DNGN just said, just bring back Sirens. That way Harley can be in the book with it making sense.
Sure. Yeah. Especially because
Yeah.
if you're reading Harley and Poison Ivy right now, they're trying to be heroes. They're trying to be anti-heroes. And then you throw in Catwoman, who's also kind of an anti-hero. It makes complete sense. It'd still be a hero book with those three characters, and they interact well. So, and that book was good. But let's move on to some more interesting DC news. Again, obviously we didn't curate this to be like, oh, let's dog on DC. But I mean, Scott Snyder is leaving Justice League. The artist is leaving Justice League. I'm guessing Tynion's leaving Justice League too. It wasn't included in the article, but they're leaving. And, you know, I know a lot of people have been enjoying Justice League, but I will give some positivity. It looks like because they're trying to do a bigger event outside of Justice League, and that's what they're going to end up doing. But then, like, it's kind of cool that I don't read Justice League. It's not my thing, but I do think it's cool that people are talking about that book, and that's important because that is their flagship book. So I think it's a shame that they're moving outside of that realm.
I think you're right, Kat, because the artist said that he's moving on to something bigger. I wonder if him and Scott Snyder are going to make a series that spins out of the event that's going on with Justice League right now. And then somebody else obviously will take over Justice League because Scott Snyder's tying it up, finishing it, and then teasing the next chapter with the new writer. So,
And Scott Snyder's also doing the that new Image book that's going to be due out soon too. That was it, Undiscovered Country, I think. That book is supposed to be. That's a really highly anticipated book. So I think a lot of his work schedule is probably going to go into that series as well.
He's also writing the screenplay, I believe, for it. So that's like another, I don't want to say it first because obviously comic writers have done it, but it's a more of a rarity where you get to see the movie actually adapted by that comic writer who wrote it. So they're doing that as well with Charles Soule.
Yeah, so that's probably taking up some more of his time as well.
That's true.
Let's go to Brant.
On Scott Snyder leaving Justice League, I mean, I'm ready for a change, you know. So I think it's a very good thing. What they do with Justice League going forward is going to be interesting, and who they choose for the new creative team, or if they relaunch it with a new number one or whatever. I'm just excited to see a different voice on that team.
So you haven't been enjoying Justice League recent, or you're saying you're just happy that it's going to get into a new voice?
Both. I think Justice League is okay, but it's always middle of the road for me.
Yeah. Okay. Same with me. I wanted to know if we were. I agree. I mean, they're not renumbering it, which I give them props for. They're just continuing on with a new team, which I give them credit for. But yeah, I'm ready for a change myself. I feel like Scott Snyder definitely has had his good times with Justice League.
Yeah, and I think it's time for a new story though too, because the way that particular story arc is, like, new readers can't jump on that book at all because it's, you know what I'm saying? It's just discouraging.
30, it's 30. How many issues is it now?
We are at the issue that came out this past
34.
34. Yep.
Yeah, so it's 34 issues deep, the story.
And he's leaving at 36. Wow. Is it? Is it
39? I think
39. Yeah, he's got like almost 10 more. He's got a wait.
So wait, where does this leave Justice League? Getting canceled or
no? It's just
moving on the creator.
But we don't know who that is yet.
I mean, this could make or break the book when new creator that comes in. Whoever.
No, it Justice League is Justice League. Justice League is always going to sell, and you're always going to try to put top-notch writers on that particular book because, like Kat said, it's their flagship book. They don't want that book to sink, you know. But this is the right time to let Scott Snyder go on the book because, like we just said, it's 30-something issues deep, and it's still the same story. And now it's getting to the point where if you haven't jumped on it, you're not going to read it. So it's time for a fresh new start there when it comes to at least a new story arc with a new creative team.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens and, you know, guess who that writer is in the future. But let's move on to the first solicits for Tynion's Batman. So obviously we don't talk about solicits that often, but because it's Batman and it's like a new generation, let's talk about this. And check out my interview on Newsrama to get more details. But it looks like it's going to be more villain centric. It's also going to be more emotional, supposedly. But you got like Deathstroke, Cheshire. So I don't know if anything's blowing my mind though, and it doesn't honestly feel like King or Scott, where they really had their defined run. This so far is feeling kind of generic to me with the solicits. Obviously, we can only tell with when we read the comic. But let's go to Brant on this. What do you think?
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. It's just I'm ready for something different. I don't know that I'm expecting, but I kind of like the fact that Deathstroke's going to be back in it, and just a different direction, a different kind of storyline than we've been getting for eons now. I'm ready for something new.
All right, Chris.
Sorry. I was just going to say, like, Deathstroke is actually in the book because he doesn't have his own book anymore. So they got to put him in there somewhere.
I'm just ready for a change, honestly, with Batman. I feel like it's time for a new story. I mean, 100 issue arc. I'm glad that got cut short a little bit, but we'll see.
Kind of. It's just kind of shifting into another place.
Another book. So at least this way we could choose not to read it and still have Batman.
Right.
For sure. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next two topics here, which is a new X-Corps book coming out. And that also means that Carmen Carnero, who's been working on Captain Marvel, is going to be leaving to do that book. Well, I really liked her artwork in Captain Marvel. I think it's one of the best things about that series right now. So I'm definitely upset about that. But honestly, about the book, I don't know what to expect with this one. But let's go to Brant.
I'm sorry, I was typing something.
No worries.
The Captain Marvel, the artist leaving to do X-Corps.
X-Corps.
See, you heard.
Yeah. I was just making sure. I don't know. I don't remember why I marked it, honestly.
Me either.
Yeah, I don't know. Just this X-Corps thing. Okay, I guess that's what I was going to talk about, was the what exactly it is. And it's like there's speculation that it's the Hellfire Club or something else, and I'm just really curious about the title. Did they say who was replacing the artist on Captain Marvel?
No.
Okay.
Just that she was leaving.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's I love artists getting new opportunities, and you're moving from Captain Marvel, which is popular but not super popular.
The middle ground.
Yeah, and moving to an X book. So that's kind of cool for the artist. But yeah, I'm mainly curious what that title is actually going to tell.
I'll be right back.
All right, let's go to Mike.
Yeah, I agreed with Brant on this one too. But the main thing that this one has is it's the mystery factor to it, because you know nothing about it. So it leaves you hanging there, kind of like, oh, X-Corp. Like, who is X-Corp? Corporation? Is it another team? Is it a group? Like, it sounds like it's a corporation. Maybe it has to do with the drugs that they sell. You know what I'm saying? To the humans. I don't know. And the people that run it. So you guys were talking about like the Hellfire Club. So Emma Frost, could be involved with this one.
Yeah.
So I like the mystery aspect of it. And same thing, the artist, the artwork in Captain Marvel is actually really good. So I'm happy that this artist got this job, but I'm disappointed that the artwork will be changing now in Captain Marvel too.
Yeah.
So it's really good, but I like that style. So I don't know. We'll see. The mystery aspect is what gets me on this one, but it sounds like a corporation.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be Emma just because she's in the Marauders book, and I think that's going to be more of the Hellfire Club book, but we'll see what
you never know. Yeah.
Else.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's the new version of X Factor.
Yeah, maybe. That makes sense.
That did cross my mind as well, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like it.
Yeah. We'll see. Chrissy, do you have anything else you want to add?
I don't think I X'd it, but I mean, I feel like when it comes to the X books, I'm just going to try all the number ones out because you never know. Because like you all saying, like, this is going to feel like X Factor. This is going to feel like this. This is going to feel like that. Only way to find out is to read every single issue number one to see what it's going to feel like and what it's going to mesh.
Which I definitely am. I think a lot of us here are going to read all the issue ones.
Yeah, at least try them. Yeah.
Yeah, and then if you don't like it, you drop it. And then Real Mano says, I hope they get someone with a similar style in Captain Marvel. Same. I think that's one of the best parts of the series, which I'm sure we'll talk about Captain Marvel later on in the show. But yeah, that's the comic news. So we're going to move on to some media news. We'll Let's talk about Verizon members get Disney Plus for free for a year. I'm happy. I'm a Verizon.
I got Fios, so I'm happy too.
I got Fios and I got the cell
I didn't get
phone
to see the
service.
article. So what do? You just call up your cable company, or it's just automatic?
The details are going to happen. My wife actually sent me a picture of it on her computer because she works for Verizon. She does human resources for them. Also, we're Verizon customers as well. And I had already pre-registered for Disney Plus on top of it. So when it comes out, I guess they'll probably give you a code or something like that to enter it. And dude, it's for a whole year. I mean, you can't beat that right there. You know, $7 a month at least.
Hey, for this year, that actually saves me a bunch of money.
Unfortunately, we do not have Verizon, so I can't get
Not even the cell phone?
Yes.
No, I'm on T-Mobile.
My cell phone's T-Mobile as well.
You need to switch now.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's why I marked it down, because there are lots of people, like Brant just said, that he has, T-Mobile. For those who don't have Verizon,
you gotta pay.
You gotta pay.
Yeah.
But I mean, the deal was for Verizon. Too bad.
It's kind of unfair for other people because not a lot of people are on.
Yeah, but that's Verizon's deal,
Yeah,
like that's
Verizon
the thing. Like,
that's like PlayStation getting deals before Xbox.
It's not like you can't get. I would think it's worse if you couldn't get Disney Plus. Like if you're a Verizon customer and those are only people who get Disney Plus, they're the only people who get it for free.
Then that's wrong. Yeah.
But Verizon has been not doing so well. Like, do you think
this is gonna help them?
What do you mean Verizon hasn't been doing well? Wait, I need to add.
No, there have been some complaints for people who use Fios that it hasn't been really working out.
Fios.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, Verizon.
I will say my service could be better, but it also depends where you live. But
I think that depends where you live and things like that. I've heard some things about the Fios as well, and we don't have it here. It's been taken away. I hear all this stuff. I hear all this stuff from my wife, but it's not here anymore. So because it's not an optimal service anymore. It's not the greatest thing. So there'll eventually maybe we'll replace it with something else when 5G actually goes everywhere. So it could be something else, but regardless of your cell phone user, you can still have it. So I mean, it's still good. Cell phone service, I don't have any issues with. I have no problem with cell phone issue, and I have AT&T Uverse as my cable provider.
Yes, right here on the show.
Am I selling cable packages?
I think honestly we're all here just trying to give our little ads about Verizon. Actually, that whole entire news piece about Verizon is totally fake. We just want you to buy Verizon.
We just literally get impressed for Verizon right there. That's it. We're done. We're not even bothering with that crappy Apple anymore. It's all about Verizon.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's the same. Honestly, I love Apple, but I think Verizon's on top.
Verizon
Absolutely.
is there.
Tevye did send us something, and I know we didn't talk about the Superman things. We could talk about this. The new Batman game titled Arkham Legacy, it has the entire Bat family will be playable. I mean, that's cool. I haven't played the Arkham games in a while, though, but
I think Brant will be very happy.
I love the Arkham games. That's one of my favorite series of all time.
I used to watch Brant stream it, but now Brant doesn't stream it anymore.
Brant's not a good streamer. Brant
is a very good streamer.
I'm sure Brant. The last thing that Brant has time to do is stream video.
I agree. Brant's been super busy.
do it for relaxation. That's why I play video games.
Yeah.
You don't want to make it a job.
Relax with other people watching.
Right. Yeah, okay.
I don't know how that works. It's like, I'm relaxing, but other people are watching and judging me. I don't know if that works.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
That's a good point. What Sweet Exorcist says, the Verizon deal is similar to T-Mobile deal where they give their customers Netflix.
That's
right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that's true.
Tevye made us talk about a rumor. No, Tevye. That's a rumor. You can't do that.
See,
we don't like talking about rumors.
I don't think anything Tevye says until I check the sources at least 3 times.
I mean, it's CBR. That's why I was like, but sometimes CBR is like, oh, but this source said blah, blah, blah. Let me see. The next entry, critically acclaimed, initially revealed via Twitter, man. You can't do that to us.
Can't trust Twitter.
Forget about what we just said. Now tell me
Not
we're
a
definitely not
reliable
talking about
news source.
Superman.
I wouldn't either.
Oh God! All right, forget what we said, guys. I should have read that more carefully. All right, well, let's go on to.
Okay, Kat, you were being nice.
I was trying to because I felt bad, but now it's have you. I don't know. I shake my head. All right, but let's go to the next thing, which is Jeph Loeb expects to leave Marvel. So this actually was reported by Variety.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, so they're leaving Marvel Television, and this is from a trade site, so it's not a Twitter site, guys. This is a real source.
It's not a Twitter piece.
Not a Twitter piece. So yeah, this is crazy, and supposedly it's probably because of the whole Kevin Feige change. Like, also, like we know that Jeph Loeb, I'm sure, has been salty that television stuff wasn't really integrated into the movie stuff. So maybe that's a reason he wants to leave. Like, I don't know. And who would take it over? What does this mean for Marvel Television? What does this mean for the panels? Because I think he always did a good job with those. Yeah, this is huge. So let's go to Brant on. I'm sorry, Mike wanted to talk about this.
Yeah, I think it was inevitable. I mean, that's all I can say. It's, you know, when you got pretty much the king of the Marvel movies out there and he gets this job, why are we going to keep Loeb in there? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just the newest thing. It's just time for a change. And I wasn't surprised when I heard this. And then I don't blame him if he's wanting to leave. I don't blame him wanting to leave either, you know? And so I said this last week when he was promoted, and I'll say it again. This is the right move to do. And I hope nothing but the best for him. And with Loeb, he had a good run while he was here. Again, now it's time for fresh blood, and we'll see what Feige can do with the opportunity.
Yeah, and if I read the article correctly, what's interesting too is that it looks like he's going to be looking for other television deals. So maybe it's nothing superhero related, which would be really interesting. He's looking to make his own pod, and that means production overall deal. So you work with a company and you're able to pretty much pitch a lot of stuff for them, and you hear pitches from other writers. So that'd be really interesting if he gets that. So like, it's a big deal if you get that. And it's kind of like what Shonda Rhimes has with Netflix. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. So if Loeb and what Berlanti has with Warner Brothers. So if Loeb can get that for another company, that'd be huge, and, you know, put him on even further of a television map. So maybe this is even better for his career.
Yeah. It'd be interesting.
Sure. All right, let's move on to the last two big news pieces here. We'll talk about the Bloodshot trailer. I'm obviously going to pass this on to Michael first because he's the hardcore. Oh my God, is he pause?
No.
No. Okay, cool. It's like your camera is.
Am I moving?
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Very, very choppy. Yeah, a little better, I guess.
Can you hear me?
And now he's the robot.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's a little robot-y.
Yeah,
you don't have Verizon.
Yeah, that's happening.
It's Verizon, man.
I don't know.
Or AT&T Uverse.
You might go off and come back on, Michael. See if that helps.
And you'll still not have Disney Plus. So.
All right. Let me log. I'll be right back.
Okay.
TNGN goes as Michael on the chopping block.
Michael might be on the chopping block.
We just didn't want to hear his thoughts on Bloodshot.
We just didn't care about Blood. I'm sorry. I like Jason David Frank's Bloodshot. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're the only person who's like, you know what's so much better? This low budget.
It's better. I can't compare. The movies didn't come out yet, but I don't understand why they would do a web movie, and then they do a movie. Like,
they want to build their own universe.
The trailer. I thought the trailer was good.
It's a trailer. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, and I'm sure Brent is telling the complete truth on that. I mean, I thought it looked generic. That's the thing. I'm not a huge fan of like the Expendables type movie or Fast and Furious, and that's exactly what it was.
I like those movies. That's like
there you go.
There you go. Brent's gonna go watch the movie now.
It was a typical like action movie flick. That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? But I liked it because they really kind of expressed the nanites. And like on how he heals and stuff like that. And it kind of went into detail with that stuff. And I thought it was kind of cool. And What's that?
And he has the classic girlfriend that is in his past life. And
Yeah, he couldn't
Remember?
remember. And they keep erasing his memory and stuff like that. So I think they picked the right guy for it. You know, I think it's going to be cool. I think so.
Like
If anything, it puts Valiant on the map, right?
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, let's hope that means even better for their sales. But let's go to Michael. What did you think about that Bloodshot trailer?
How is it? All right, how's the connection now?
Yeah, it's much better.
It's good.
much better.
Okay. Anyway, so I saw the Bloodshot trailer, and I have to say, Vin Diesel equals like, oh my god, like this guy is definitely the perfect actor for Bloodshot. I was really amazed by the trailer.
This internet
Robots in disguise.
I think we got the gist, though. He really liked the trailer. He thinks Vin Diesel's a beast.
OMG, yeah, just move on. I'm tired. I'm not gonna repeat myself.
It's your internet, dude. Fix it.
Yeah.
Mike, did you try resetting the internet? Try resetting the internet.
Yeah, try to reset the box.
I did.
That's like the only thing I can think of. Oh, well, then I don't know.
May use your phone. But you have T-Mobile, so.
So an awesome trailer. Can't wait to see it.
No, I didn't know that, so that's why I put that banner up there.
Tevye says maybe connecting to Facebook's a bad idea.
Michael's not hosting it though, so that would,
Yeah. All right. And then Sweet saying that Valiant's trying to capitalize on the superhero success. I mean, they're a superhero company, so what other movies would they make? You know, so I don't know what else they.
And then it's like
do.
when you see a Bloodshot movie now, and you want to check out the comics, which volume do you pick up?
right.
I mean, I only like the Lemire volume, so that's why I say go with the Lemire one. But they're all, I don't know, the same to me. Besides that one. All right, or the newest one. The newest one, I think, actually broke the top 40 comics selling wise, which is crazy.
So maybe it's that one. Maybe if you pick up anything, you pick up that one.
Yeah, I think they did on purpose for the movie. So
right.
Sweet says, tell Mike to try direct connection. So if you have a wire or Ethernet or whatever they're called, wires.
You have an Ethernet connection? Mike?
No, it's just a regular internet.
There's a router.
I know, but do you have a wire?
Are you Wi-Fi or
your wire?
Yeah, I'm Wi-Fi.
Okay. Yeah.
So
if you could hard line in, it might be better. But if you don't have like they said, an Ethernet cable.
I don't know. I'm trying to look up something.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to the last news piece, which is the Star Wars trailer that came out. And I don't know how much we're going to talk about it because this is like the one thing that I feel like there's so many other people that are going to go to so much detail than we are. But obviously they can't reveal too much, and I'm sure there's a ton of symbolism throughout the trailer, but I'm just ready for the movie. And it looked cool, but I don't have much else to say.
Brent didn't watch the trailer, so that doesn't matter for him. But
he didn't mark it down either, so at least he didn't even try to mark it down.
Yeah. I thought the trailer was good. I liked it. I just can't wait for the movie. I just liked how, possibly Emperor Palpatine could be back in here, and how they showed, which looked like more of the rise of the Empire, and just Carrie Fisher in there already brought, a tear to my eye, and them doing battle on, the Death Star, the destroyed Death Star. There was just so many elements that got me really excited for this movie. It didn't give away anything of the story, really. But it was good. And, all I can say is, like I said, the people here that watched it, I liked it, and it got me really excited for it.
I'm excited. I liked it, too. It came up on Twitter. I think it popped up when it went live. So I was like, ooh, all right, I'll watch it. I'm excited. There's a lot of, they didn't do the Rey with the red lightsaber this time, though.
Yeah, I guess they're trying to do some different stuff.
I'm looking forward to it because they keep toting it as the end. So that's it. They're not doing any more Star Wars at all, or
Well,
is it
from that trilogy, they'll do like other stuff in the world, but
okay.
They'll probably go into like other stories after that.
yeah. And then
Yeah,
they
the
have
last of the Skywalker trilogy. So this is the third trilogy, so they're done with them.
and they still have like the Game of Thrones people or Rian Johnson, who has like a whole nother franchise. I forget who it was, but yeah. So they'll definitely still be doing Star Wars. Any other thoughts or?
I'm excited.
Tevia says, "Why is the Emperor still
You
alive?"
weren't even
Well,
alive when he died the first time, Tevia.
we don't even know if he is alive or not. You just hear his voice in there, so you don't know what it is. It could be a Force ghost. It could be anything. But if he's back, who cares? That's awesome. I want to see Emperor Palpatine back.
Should
I
be
like
a
the way
cool
he
movie.
talks. Yeah,
That's the only reason, just that way.
that's it. I just like the way he talks.
All right, well, that's all the news. So we are going to move into our next thing.
All right, so we are on our segment of Under the Radar.
Which Brant didn't put
And
his under the radar book.
I
so it's
did
gonna be a
too.
surprise. Oh,
I
now you
added
did.
something.
Now you did.
Mike took mine, so I had to figure out something.
don't
Yeah,
make me
well,
feel
you were
bad
too
now.
slow.
No, not that.
No.
Mike Spire Slayer.
Yeah, Mike Spire Slayers. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
Nobody reads your books, Michael. Really?
that's
ha,
not.
ha, 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 very funny. All right, well, anyway, the Under the Radar book that I want to talk about is Grim Tales of Terror, the 2019 Halloween special, issue 1.
Every year.
It is.
Yeah, every year I look forward to the Grim Tales of Terror stories. They had 3 stories that were really interesting. Like, I'm not gonna go that in depth in it, but all I gotta say is that every story was very interesting. It had like a Halloween-esque to it with like monsters and blood and gore and all the other stuffs, including summoning the Seigel, which was kind of a little bit of all over the place, but okay. But all in all, I found it to be a really awesome and excellent book, and I look forward for them doing Halloween specials every year, like I said in the beginning. And hopefully we'll get regular volume that'll come back sooner or later. So, Mike, what's your Under the Radar book?
Mine is actually Once and Future issue 3. I finally caught up. I read issues 1 and 2 and 3 back to back to back. So it kind of blended together, for me. But that series is awesome, man. And so I know people have been enjoying it, whoever have actually read it. So I definitely want to suggest people out there to go out and buy this book if you can find it. Really great book. If you're into like Excalibur and King Arthur and whatnot, this might be the book for you. It's just a lot of fun learning about this grandmother who is, trying to bring her grandson into this whole war that she dealt with like years and years ago. And her grandson is just completely clueless to the whole thing. And not only did she bring him into it, now in this latest issue, she brings the grandson's like date or girlfriend into the whole situation too. And grandmother's a little senile, man. She points guns at people to try to get him to go with her and everything. It's just,
Oh my god!
awesome. Yeah, it's good though.
She shot her grandson.
Yeah.
It's like, you gotta go with me.
Wow,
She's
that's
like,
dark.
you gotta come with me and do this mission. And
Yeah.
it's just like, and she meant to like graze him, and then she does the same thing with the girlfriend.
Yeah.
And he's like, you just can't go around shooting people, expect them to come with you. So, but
She's like, it's working well so far.
yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
she's
a
fine.
great action adventure,
Yeah.
Fantasy thing. And then if you're familiar with King Arthur, Sword of the Stone, Lady of the Lake, all that stuff, it really digs deep into that. And really, it's about King Arthur coming back to life, being resurrected, and it's going to be, he's basically going to kill everybody, and they're trying to stop it from happening. So really, really great stuff. So definitely under the radar book for me.
I agree. It's a good
All
one.
right.
I'm really enjoying it.
Seems very interesting. All right, Kat, you're Under the Radar book.
A book that is so under the radar because no one reads it. Betty Page Unbound, issue 5. I've been reading Betty Page since issue 1, and it's a cool espionage book. I didn't really love this Unbound miniseries that's now an ongoing because it went into all the dynamite, which honestly, Michael actually might have liked it, but she was like Red Sonja for a chapter, and then she was like Vampirella for a chapter, and I thought that was weird. I like it more as a spy book, and they went into it a bit more. Albert Einstein's in this issue. It's a cool series. I like this issue, again, more than the other chapters, so
All right.
that is mine.
Cool. All right, Chris, what's your under the radar book?
Absolute Carnage Scream. Basically the only miniseries, in my opinion, that really did a great job at the end of it all, even though we still have to wait for the third part of Lethal Protector, but I'm not hopeful for the third part of Lethal Protector. So we have a new Scream as in, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Excuse me. I know we already started talking about it. I know. Shame.
I mean, other stuff aren't much of a spoiler.
I'm doing it anyway. There's spoilers coming. So we have a new Scream, and I hit the wrong one because I'm smart. We have a new Scream. The original Scream dies, and now Carnage has to deal with this new Scream, and I guess that's what we're going to be getting in the new Scream series. I forgot her name, though. Oh, God. She was in the... Huh?
Andy is the new Scream.
Andy, thank you. I couldn't remember her first name, and I'm trying to remember it, and it wasn't coming.
Who was Mania, and now she's the new Scream, which we saw that coming from the very first issue.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of telltale a little bit, but I liked how they did it. I like how... Oh, you enjoyed that, huh? So I like how it was set up. So I'm looking forward to Scream issue 1.
All right, and now Brand.
Well, since Mike stole mine. No, I'm kidding. No, Excellence from Image. I think the latest issue was issue 6, and I've just really enjoyed this series. It's like a American version of Harry Potter with an urban setting, kind of.
You've already got me away from this one. So.
But it's really interesting because you have these families, and I've talked about this book before, but you have these families in this order, and they're very selective of who can practice magic and everything, and they have these really strict rules that you can't fraternize with your charges, people that you're protecting, and all this stuff. And this kid, he was part of this prominent family, but he was always kind of pushed aside for this other kid that his dad preferred over him, and there was this jealousy factor going back and forth. That guy actually ended up breaking the rules, and now he's in magic prison, I guess you call it. But,
magic prison.
Yeah, but the son, he has risen through the ranks, and he's got some kind of special ability that he shouldn't be able to do the stuff that he's able to do, and he's got all the memories of the other guys. So now he's like going around trying to rewrite history and trying to change things in the order and trying to take them down piece by piece. So it's a really interesting story, and I've enjoyed it so far.
It's cool. I don't think anybody else reads it, right?
I don't think so.
That's what under the radar is all about.
Yeah.
If you can pick a book that no one reads, then you're golden.
Exactly, and that's the segment. So I guess we'll go on now to Mike.
Talking about those big books in our top 5 and all that other stuff, guys. So the first book we're going to be talking about this week is that Flash Forward issue 2. The first one, none of us were very excited about, and for some reason, we all decided to read the second issue. And
we love punishment.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess you guys really love your Wally West, but I personally hated the issue. Yes, there was that last page, but it was absolutely boring to me when I read this book. I didn't care about this President Superman. I don't care about him being in Off-World. I don't care about all that stuff. It's like DC always, for me, seems to go to that well where it's like, I don't know what to do with this character, so we're going to just write him in some kind of Off-World because I can do whatever I want.
They destroyed Earth 2, so they took all the best characters that people liked from the Earth 2 book and threw them into this
But none of it made sense. Like
No,
I
it didn't.
100%.
No, it doesn't. I'm
Yeah.
not defending them. I'm just saying. Like,
Yeah, what they end up doing.
And,
But I
yeah,
agree with.
he's
oh,
part of
sorry.
like a Justice League of the multiverse. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kat.
I'm curious what didn't make sense.
No, I'm saying that I feel like.
I'm
Well,
just-
I knew the plot made sense. They, you know, the plot was.
I mean,
very,
I didn't read Earth 2, so I'm that's why I'm asking.
If you didn't read Earth 2, I don't think it deters you. I just think
Okay.
it's like, all right, these are new characters. If you read
Right.
Earth 2, it's like, all right, this is Val Zod. Like, I know who he is.
Yeah,
but
he's the son
the
of
part
God.
that doesn't make sense is that I don't know why the story needs to tackle it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just
so,
curious.
Yeah, no, the plot, the very generic plot is very straightforward. Fight,
Yeah.
fight. I feel sorry for myself. Let's fight again. Because that's what the book is. But yeah, what gave me to want to guess continue this series is the last page, which is the title of our series. So if you guys don't know, Iris West and Jay, our series, the title of the episode, they return to this. Is it Jay and Iris of this world? Like, what's going on? I'm curious now, but I wish that was the issue. Why wasn't that?
Do you think it was? Do you think it's the other? Do you actually think it's his kids? Do you think it's just an Elseworld?
I think it's the Freedom 52 kids. I think the Flash family just has a way. Whenever the world gets snapped into something different, they just get sucked into the Speed Force and somehow survive. It's just a matter of when they come out. I'm sorry, go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, no, I was just agreeing with you. I think they're stuck, lost in time somewhere. Time or place or something like that. Yeah, I think it's. I don't know. That was the best part of the book, and I agree with you that the plot is very simple. It's very basic. It's basically a redemption story. Hey, if I go save a million other worlds, maybe I can feel a little better about myself and be this hero that everybody claims that I am, kind of thing.
Which is boring. It's just like it just doesn't work as a story. It's like if you're gonna do this, tackle the kids. I mean, again, it goes back to that Heroes in Crisis wasn't a good story, and to piggyback off of something that wasn't good, it's kind of makes it worse.
Yeah.
You're taking your whole.
So let me ask this question. So if the kids weren't at the end of that last page, would you be reading issue 3?
No,
Absolutely not.
No, I would have dropped it.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
absolutely.
They literally got you with that
Yeah.
last page. That's how they got readers to come back for issue 3 at least.
Yeah, that was the only thing. I mean, it was fun seeing the version of the X-Men Avengers in that world. It was like, okay, that's kind of fun. I don't know that I've seen them before. Probably have at some point, but yeah, no, it was just like you guys said, it was kind of boring. So if it wasn't for that page, it wouldn't last.
Oh, Mike Manhattan says that we're all wrong. It's Calvin Ellis, President Superman, not Earth 2 Superman. So that's from an Elseworld.
Is it the Elseworld version of him?
That was from Multiversity. He was from
the Multiversity.
Okay,
one. That's
thank
what I
you,
thought
Mike,
it was.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
See, this tells you. Here's my point, though. There's too many different Earths of Superman. There's just too many. You get them all confused.
It's 52 of them, plus now the Darkverse gives us another 52 Dark versions, so 104 Earths altogether.
Right. Yeah.
So far.
Point being,
That's a lot of Earth.
this series is trying to explore all of that, and it's a mess.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
But that's okay. Wally West has a magic staff that can beat them in milliseconds.
Yeah.
Stupid staff.
You gotta like how conveniently he had that staff. You know,
Yeah,
it's like, oh, here we go. It's perfect.
Well, at least it
All
made
right.
a title for our episode. That's all that matters to me. 'Cause we were kind of struggling, and I'm like, yes, Flash Forward came out and had a good cliffhanger.
Well, maybe now the next issue will have to do with the kids, and this is what you guys are looking forward to. Me, however, I don't know if I'll be reading it. Maybe I will. It depends on that type of week, so we'll see. But the next book that we're talking about is the X-Men issue 1 book. Kind of leaves off where it left off, I guess. It's just like I felt like this book took place after, like, what was it, issue 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever it was from House of X, Powers of X, because this had to do with after their resurrection when they did that fight on that battle station.
Yeah, I don't remember what issue that was.
So, but because you get to see the scientist Gregor, she actually is able to possibly resurrect her husband and other people going forward in this storyline. So if she can resurrect her husband, well, who else could be resurrected that could be dead in the X-Men universe? So who knows, you know? But overall, this issue was really good because we had, I think Scott Summers was Summers again. You know, he was a character that you could care about, and you saw him be really close with his family, and you get to see the household, and it was
That
just
house
a really
is weird,
good
man.
issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. You see my panels on that?
Oh yeah,
on
no,
that.
I saw. Why are Logan, Cyclops, and Jean got a connecting room?
They have a connecting
I don't
room.
know. The X-Men been
Yeah.
having a lot of fun lately.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They're taking turns.
Yeah.
There could be some new X babies crossbred. Who knows?
Now you
Man.
just need to get Emma having an adjoining room too, and you got
Yeah,
all.
oh yeah, for sure. No, Emma and Kitty forever. Yeah, no, this issue was solid.
Everybody's baby's gonna be kicking soon.
Oh yeah,
You say solid. I was bored by this one.
Really?
I was really bored by it. I was excited to read it. Maybe that's why. Maybe I hyped it up too much in my brain or whatever. But as I was reading, I'm just like, it's okay.
I thought it was a really good start because I love the opener. Honestly, that's what got me. I really like the Cyclops stuff, and you can say hi to my dad as
I'm in between the two of you. It's in my top 5, but I'm in between both of you.
It's not anywhere near my top 5.
I was half bored. I was half bored, and then at the other end, I was kind of like interested in what's coming next. But
we got the Posthumans.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
I like the Inhumans, but not.
Yeah, I'm curious about her, the one that
There-
they broke out of the tank and disappeared.
Yeah, I mean, she'll return like in issue 50, so
Oh, yeah.
you'll remember that. I liked it though. I liked it because we haven't really focused on Cyclops in a really long time when it comes to just Cyclops.
He wasn't
and
a dick.
You know,
Yeah.
it was really good to see
You
that.
push over.
You know, that's what I liked about it. And then you got to see Magneto, how the kids worshipped him like he was like this god or this savior.
And I
And,
love how Polaris is like, he's such a big head now, and Psyche is like, let him have it. He's needed this for a while.
Yeah, it's cool, and again, it just seems like though everyone, and my point is it just seems like everyone is so overly happy. So does it go back to the whole thing where Krakoa is this drug for the mutants,
100%.
where a euphoric type of thing, you know, and then everything is going to come crashing down on them in the future. So I like it.
The lesson here, kids, is don't do drugs or
That's the
Krakoa.
lesson. Yeah, just don't go on a planet where you don't know you're doing drugs, but you're totally doing drugs.
Drugs mess you up, man.
And don't share rooms in the summer household because it's
Man,
not going to go well.
not at all. And what new mutants could we possibly get out of these?
Or non-mutants, though. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
that's
not
true.
really mutants, which we're going to do a whole topic video on, guys. So I guess we'll pause on that because Mike Manhattan acts. What is it with Hickman and the photo negative woman? We're going to talk about all that there. So
You know what I didn't like though about that person, just real quick, is that it reminded me of Mr. Negative. And I was like, Mr. Negative, I don't like that. But I do like what's her name? Is it the Black Swan? What's her name?
from Hickman's run?
From the Black Order?
Yeah.
Yeah, Black
Yeah.
Swan.
Yeah, I like her. I think she's kind of cool. But
Yeah, I like her too.
this person reminded me of Mr. Negative. I'm like, oh, go away. I don't want to see you for a while.
Please go.
All right, so let's move forward and let's go into the top 5. So if the fans out there want to put down their number 5 book, go ahead. We'll show it on the screen or shout you out loud. So my number 5 this week, I think, I don't remember now. What the heck did I do in my books? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Guardians of the Galaxy, issue 10. Another solid book. This book continues to tease you with freaking Rocket Raccoon going to die, and the poor thing doesn't die. It's like, man, just put him out of his misery already, you know? But it doesn't happen. He needs this mech to stay alive. He's kind of like Darth Vader, right? If you take him out of his suit, he's going to die. But we get to see Drax come back, and he does battle against Peter Quill. and then you see an armies of Drax doing battle against Peter Quill. This is a really action-packed type of issue. We get to see what's his name, Brant Magnus. Was it Warlock's brother, right? That's what it is. We kind of get to see his origin a little bit with what he's been doing. And by the time you just get to the end of the issue, you get to see all the Guardians come over and they just come to Peter Quill's rescue, and Rocket's there saying all his little banter and whatnot. And he was really happy to see him back. Just really great issue. It's action packed. This book maybe took you 5 minutes to read at max.
Yeah, it was a very quick read. It's my number 6, so it was almost there, almost tied with you, Mike. But yeah, no, I love the art in this book too. Drax looked really cool.
Oh yeah,
and Mage is just creepy. I mean, even as a kid, he's just creepy.
Yep.
And I got to know a little bit about him because I was reading the Thanos series, and so you got a little bit of his origin there too. So it just plays right off of that.
Is this his Donny Cates last issue yet?
No, it's
issue 12.
Oh, okay.
2 more.
So 2 more, and then Al Ewing will take it over.
I already showed that.
Oh, okay. Because Tevia says, please.
Yeah,
let me know
he
your
asked
thoughts,
that after I showed it too. And that's a funny thing.
All right, cool.
So yeah, really good book. All right, Chris, what's
We
your
already
number
talked
5?
about it. Scream from Absolute Carnage, 3 of 3.
Awesome. What about you, Michael? What do you got for number 5 this week?
I actually read 4 books this week. But
okay.
I'm
So
gonna
he
have
has
to
no
go-
number 5.
No, but I have a lot of. Trust me, next week I got a lot of books, so I'll have definitely a top 5 next week.
All right. What do you got, Kat?
This was a 3-star book, so don't judge me. But Captain Marvel issue 11.
I'm judging you.
Yeah,
Judging
judge
you.
me for
No,
sure.
I'm not judging you. It was a good-
I'm just really excited for this next arc, and I want this one to be over. I don't know why they keep pumping out that Star is this amazing
Isn't it
character.
Didn't it end with her?
Yeah, this one, and I'm like, before I read this though, I wanted it to be over.
I liked it. I like this issue.
You like this one? I don't like
yeah.
Star. I love how moody it was, though. I love the rain, and that's why I'm like, I'm gonna miss this artist because the art was really good for the book. But I just don't care for Star. I don't know why they keep pushing her.
I
don't know.
I don't know either. She's just going to be a new, I guess, villain. Obviously, they're pushing her to have her own series. But I like the overall issue, and I loved just, I guess, that little girl in the issue as well.
Mhm.
You know, people do look up to Captain Marvel, and she was willing to die for her, and just I loved all that stuff. And we found out that Captain Marvel just was willing to sacrifice herself as well by putting that siphon back in her. And I thought that was cool. And the thing that you find out at the end too was that this this Star, she actually possesses the Reality Stone, and I didn't know that. And so she's one of those people that I guess at the end of Infinity or whatever that most recent series was, she's one of those few people that inherited stones. And so that's, I guess,
Again, they're making her so powerful. Like, why? I just give me a reason to like her.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe.
Time
Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
no, I was going to say time will tell, I guess.
Yeah.
On that
Maybe they're
miniseries.
just building her up as the next counter Captain Marvel. You know, it's like she always has somebody that's like her opposite, whether it's Moonstone or whatever. It's like somebody's always kind of there. It's weird.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you got to have someone, I guess, strong enough to go against her. I mean, think about her power set. She could do anything.
Yeah.
So it's just like you got to create enemies that can really do battle against her.
Yeah, no, for sure. But it's just she's been here for such a long time. I wish she just had more of a personality to coincide with her powers.
Yeah, maybe in time she will, So I don't know. Maybe that's what that mini series is going to be. Maybe it'll dive deeper into her character more.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll give the issue 1 a try. Maybe.
Maybe. Depends on the
Maybe.
week.
No, honestly.
You're only gonna read it. Don't lie.
No, that's definitely a 50-50 series. She has not impressed me yet, so we'll see.
What about you, Brant?
The Marked number 1, a new series from Image. this was an interesting concept, interesting opening issue as well. This they all have tattoos, like a bunch of tattoos, but the tattoos are magical. And there's like this whole order, and this girl gets kind of pulled into that world because she takes one of those like old school drawing tests, like the Tippy the Turtle kind of thing, but she sees something different in it. So that she's like the first one in I don't know, decades that's actually seen something. So they pull her into this school and tat her up and give her all these magical abilities and everything. And she ends up one of the other students tries to teach her like an alternate type of magic, and it ends up taking her eyesight. And so that girl gets kicked out, and there's another competing order that's like that recruits her. So it's building up this whole thing. But the art was interesting. It's definitely like a poser style art, like they used 3D modeling. But it was pretty art, and I thought it was a solid opening issue. What's up?
I got to read this book. It sounds really good. From Image.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Image #1. They surprise me all the time.
Pretty good.
I read this book, and I thought it was an interesting concept, but I didn't like the way the issue was structured.
Okay.
To me, it was just way too much too soon. Like they could have easily broken this up into 2, maybe 3 parts.
Yeah.
Because you got introduced to your main character, you got introduced to was her potential best friend, and at the same time, our main character was introduced to another power, a hybrid version of the power. Then the friend winds up getting kicked out. Then all of a sudden she makes a rival. She gets into the rival game. So you see where I'm getting? It's just like, it was way too much too soon. And as the #1 issue, it's like, holy crap, this is like way too much. And you couldn't really get attached to any of the characters.
Is it ongoing or mini?
I don't know, but it was an oversized first issue. But yeah, it was definitely a lot. I agree with you. And Lisa was actually reading this before I did, and she thought it was interesting. And then as she kept reading it, she started saying to me, "What the heck is this? What am I reading? I don't think I like this."
But did she finish?
I don't think she did. I think she stopped about halfway through.
Yeah, it was interesting. I give it that. And it's definitely original concept or a different type of story. But when it just got into like after the girl got kicked out and then she started making these other friends, I'm like, wait a second. Like, why can't we just end it with the girl basically losing her eyesight and take it to a next part? You know, so you could digest who the main character is.
That would have been a good cliffhanger, right? I completely agree with you on that. I was a little bummed when I heard about this book because I'd come up with a concept years ago called Tats. It was very similar, and I actually pitched it. I pitched it to Platinum Studios like years and years ago.
Wow.
So I was like, oh man,
don't look up
use it.
the anime taboo tattoo then.
Oh no, I know it's not completely original.
Okay.
Oh, that's funny. DNGN said Star needs to cut a sick promo to get over with Cat.
Maybe.
She has to do a team-up book with Kitty Pryde, and she'll be fine.
There you go.
Yeah,
but then I'll be probably just like Kitty and be like, get this Star girl out of here.
But you'll read it.
Exactly. I would read it. Doesn't mean I would like it.
All right, so let's move on to a couple other books that we can talk about. The next one is going to be Savage Tales Red Sonja Halloween Special. So I didn't read that one, but I have a feeling maybe Michael did.
I think
I actually did. I actually did read that one. Like, I liked how when she goes back to that tower where it was in the last issue, they like harvest pain and misery because they're not like into like the gold that she gives and stuff like that. So what I like is that it talks about, I didn't find this really like a Halloween book. Like it was just basically her lover Jovan, who she's with. And
wait, what's this guy's name? Jovan?
Yeah, Jovan.
Is he French? Is he a French lover?
No, the thing is that he had like this secret entrance where they could get like treasure and stuff like that. And the treasurer notices that there's some treasure missing, and they keep going back because they're not as rich or anything, Jovan's family. So as the book progressed, he does get trapped, Jovan, because they hire like a high security tech thing where basically she asks Red Sonja to leave or chop his head off because he would get executed by the guard who were guarding the door to the entrance of the treasure. So I actually felt like really bad for her in this issue. Like just the whole, like I could feel her emotions about that. Just all that happening because of all that she lost between her parents and now this. So basically her way of going into the tower was to bring back the dead that she once loved. But the only thing they could do is let her live in pain and misery of illusions. That's the only gist I got from the book. So a wonderful issue, though, nonetheless.
Cool. Well, glad you enjoyed it.
Yep.
All right, cool. So then the next book we'll talk about is... What did it say?
Because we were talking about, like, everyone's trying to convince me to like stars. And he said that, like, make Star in a relationship with Carolina. I said, don't do that to Carolina. So DNGN says they can have joining rooms. Marvel does that now between Nico, Carolina, and Star.
Oh, my God.
Don't do that.
Wow.
Nico and Carolina just want each other. They don't want Star to be part of
Okay,
it.
there could be 3 joined rooms. I mean,
See?
No.
Or the
X-Men started a trend.
Oh,
and
boy.
now it's happening everywhere in every Marvel book.
First polyamorous Marvel relationship will be between Logan, Cyclops, and Jean. Just issue 5. We'll see it. Not Nico, Carolina, and Star. That's for sure.
Yeah, and they'll have 20 kids.
Oh yeah, definitely a lot of kids.
Logan already have 4, so he'll have another like 8.
And they'll be clowns. They'll have everything.
Yeah.
In issue 50, when the Miss Negative chick comes back, they'll have an expansion of the Summers house.
I thought you were gonna say they'll reveal that's their kid. Somehow all 3 of their kids.
Yeah. They'll be like, this was the house in issue 1. Here's the house in issue 2. Or issue 50.
We'll have to figure out where all of Wolverine's kids' claws come out of. Maybe we'll get one that comes out of like the.
Oh yeah, that'll be the next
Or the
kid
nose.
for sure.
Or the nose, even.
Oh, boy.
Pop out of the nose.
Ouch.
That definitely hurts.
Well, it could happen. You never know.
The head, like,
No, not out of the head.
All right.
orange.
Now Tevye is shipping Mayday and Star? No. Star is
everyone
with
Mayday.
nobody. Star will be with nobody, and that's it. She'll be happy.
Mayday?
She has the reality stone. She could be with whoever or how.
That's true. That is true.
Yep.
That's true.
Yeah, she could be whatever it wants. So she could be with Logan and Cyclops. And
So Star is actually just gonna add herself into that relationship.
yeah,
that I
absolutely.
Could see.
She's gonna do everything. All right. Next, I lost my train of thought. Spider-Man issue 2. That one came out this week. So would you guys? The next hunt for Wolverine. What does it say? The next hunt for Wolverine is it's going to involve.
Wolverine owes $1 million a month.
Oh god.
Speaking of children,
Yeah.
Benny.
So, what did you guys think of this particular issue? Did you like the girlfriend? Did you like how Ben all of a sudden magically knew how to use his powers out of nowhere?
Yeah, wait, I think I could do something.
What'd you think about the villain that just stands around in a room all day? What do you think about this book so far?
It doesn't sound like you like it too much, Mike. I liked it better than issue 1 because Mary Jane didn't die, so they just reference her death a lot. I didn't love it, but I thought it was okay. It was because of how many little books I read this week, and because I didn't love a lot of books this week. It is in my top 5, but artwork's still really good. Yeah, so me and Bran are agreeing on that. The art's good.
Good.
I like the girl. She's cool, I guess. Like, it's cool that Ben's kind of got the Catwoman girlfriend going on.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Yeah, he's got his little
I love how we're all like, it's great. It's lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys.
Great.
Yeah, you guys. I think this is you guys saying I want to like this a lot, but it's
No.
it's okay.
I
That's
I,
what it
will-
sounds like.
I like the relationship stuff. I like the dynamic with Aunt May and her finding humor and him discovering all of this. I love the relationship with him and the girl. I think that's
At least
that's
that was
fun.
different, I'll say,
Yeah.
because we haven't really seen that type of relationship in a Spider-Man comic. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, like I like that.
Matter in every issue, though. I mean,
You're calling Aunt May fat?
She's eating a lot of wheat cakes, Chris. Come on.
she eats them between each. She must eat at least half a dozen between each issue. Then
Oh my!
It's like some weekends. I gotta see how
I
fat.
looked at her in the end of the book, and I'm like,
This is Aunt May's face when you call her fat.
Oh, what? Pineapple or something?
A little inconsistent.
Gorilla.
She's like,
But
"Hey, she's getting fatter in every issue."
I love
Oh my
the scene where
God.
he decides to burn the Spider-Man costume. Then he's all freaking out when she shows up in costume, and he's like,
Yeah,
"You have more than one." You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm
I agree with you guys on that book there. When it came to the relationship and him trying to impress or be impressed with this girl, maybe the villains in the room tried to switch the horizon.
Get that Disney
You
Plus.
guys are
You're
funny
T-Mobile
tonight.
right now. It's not working out.
The relationship aspect of that book was really good. That's what I liked about it. But the overall plot, him becoming Spider-Man, just was very weak. It was like one panel where he said, "Yeah, I'm new at this and I don't know how to use my powers." Well, you did pretty good by freaking, web slinging around and in the neighborhood and stuff. Like, he had no problem with that. He's carrying the girl and everything. Like, come on, dude. You don't know what to do. And it's like, I can do this.
Do you see what Mike Bernard said?
Well, at least when she gets shot again, something will block the bullet.
Oh no! Who wants more wheat cake?
Oh my god, that was funny.
I mean, by the end of the series, if she keeps getting fatter, by the end, I mean,
I have
I
to
go
worry.
on a diet by the end of the series, Aunt May.
that will be
It's
the
actually,
epilogue.
it's
is her
actually,
going on a time.
that's actually Star making her appearance. She's using the reality show to show her true self.
Was she appearing inside Aunt May's gut?
Oh god,
Because Star is everywhere now. Because she's the star of Marvel Comics.
she is. She's in
Yeah.
a relationship with every single person of the Marvel universe, and she's everywhere.
Yeah, she's everywhere.
I just want to see Peter web swing with the hook.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Does
yeah.
he do it with the little clamps?
yeah.
I'll say on Wednesday, I was just laughing my ass off because I kept sending pictures of Peter, and there was a picture of him on the TV screen looking at his son. And his little hook was on the screen. He's like, my son. He was like scratching
I mean,
his TV
that's
screen.
J.J. Abrams. You're giving us a good laugh.
I'm honestly like crying. I have like tears running down my face right now. I want to see if I can find that little panel. It was really funny. Yeah, I don't know. Peter and his hook hand is just. I'm getting there.
I want to see them team up together. The
It's
son of
kinda-
him.
It's kind of funny because Peter has always been kind of like Peter Pan, never grows up, and he literally became Captain Hook.
There he is. There's his little hook hand.
What's up, guys? Check out my hook.
My son.
It's like, and then he
Also,
makes,
Your
I'm surprised he
responsibility.
doesn't make scratches in the TV because he's touching it.
And also, that is like going back to like repetitiveness of Spider-Man universe. Spider-Girl's Peter had a missing leg, so it's just like, you know what? He now needs a missing
know.
arm. it's just like they keep repeating stories, and it's not fun.
Spiders, they keep losing their
10 years from now, he's just going to be a head in a jar.
I wouldn't be surprised. Very Futurama style.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, so that was our Spider-Man talk, which is quite interesting one. How that one went sideways. Anyway, so we're going to move on to our number 4 book of the week, and my number 4 book this week was a book we already talked about, Once in Future, issue number 3. So I'll turn it over to Brant. What was yours?
Spider-Man number 2. Actually.
Oh man, overweight Aunt May eating her wheat cakes with Mr. Captain Peter Hook.
It's a strange book with the villain buying Verizon Fios because he's Disney Plus.
Yeah, and the villain, real quick. Let's go back to this.
Go back into it.
The villain who stands in this Verizon hub, right, or trying to switch over. What is with this villain? He's got one little arm. And then he's got one big, huge, like, freaking arm that's the size of, like, the Empire State Building. And then he wears this cloth over his body. Like, what's he covering up?
I don't know,
Like,
man. It's a
look at
weird
him.
book. Yeah.
Look at him, see? Yeah, look at that. What's that big hump? How does he move around?
Cat.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, on the big screen. Yeah, look at this thing. Like, look at his skinny arm. It's the size of Peter Parker's cloak. And then
And
the
that was
big
a
arm.
decision, too.
Huh?
That was like his decision because it's obviously like his robot body. He's like, you know what? When I make this robot body, I want it lopsided. I don't want to have correct hands. It can't be correct.
If you got Verizon sponsorship, it did not survive disability-centric comedy.
No.
He's
Oh,
not
man.
disabled. He's just a machine.
Yeah, that's true though. Mike says, Kat, this is a strange book. It's from the guy who made Lost. Were you expecting normal? But this is, at least Lost like kind of made sense.
I mean,
in
the
places.
ending made sense.
Yeah, I mean, this is just very strange. But
They need to dive forward into this like villain's origin story, where he came from. What's the meaning behind him? Is he just there? That doesn't make any sense, too.
yeah, hopefully we learn something. And he needs an easy villain if he's going to be that good at being Spider-Man.
Right.
Looks like he
Oh God! And now we don't have monetization anymore
Yeah,
for
just
YouTube.
lost our money.
Just
No,
toss it
it's
out the window.
It's
Fine.
fine.
It's the word.
okay.
not actual.
Yeah,
But-
then we definitely wouldn't have monetization.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't
So-
put that comment up. I'm sorry.
So we gave mine and Brant's, and we'll move on to Kat's.
Mine was another Spider-Man book, Absolute Carnage issue 4. This, his Venom stuff actually is fine. It's all symmetrical. I will say I think I would have enjoyed this more if, again, I was reading Venom, and I think I'd be a bit more invested. But it was cool to see all the different types of Venom, and like I said, what I enjoy the most is the artwork. So it's cool to see all those different styles of Venom.
It was interesting, the like you said, the visuals of when Carnage took on the Venom
Yeah.
symbiote, got the horns and everything. That was weird. And then Venom himself.
Not
was
Iron Man issue 2 weird, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not weird in a cool way. Visually, it was really nice. And I like Eddie when he picked up the shield and he was like, "I'm going to be a hero for a minute."
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
This one was my number 6. This is the first time like Absolute Carnage wasn't in. I think maybe because I'm at the point now where I'm like Absolute Carnaged out, and I just feel like it's kind of repetitive. But it still was a good issue, and I like the Eddie parts and whatnot. But I want to see what happens. I want to know what the end result is. I want to know what's going on with the kids. I want to know all that stuff. I'm
it's a slow
tired of
burn.
I'm tired of the collection of the codexes and all that other stuff.
Yeah, I like that he bonded with the Avengers codexes though. So now he's like a brand new Venom kind of.
Yeah.
One
DNGN says, "Oh, hold on. My number 4 is Aquaman number 53. It was great to see Mira again for like 2 panels, and the new villain is pretty interesting. Also, Black Manta has a Robo.
What is with these robots this week? What is going on?
One thing I will say is that this book completely negates the entirety of the Miles Morales story. Miles doesn't have the symbiote anymore. Apparently, having control of the symbiote didn't happen because in this issue, he was still under the control of the Carnage symbiote, and they just blasted it off of him, and that was it.
Yeah.
So you loved Miles Morales, absolutely.
I loved it. It ended with him having a symbiote on him, and he's like, "I've got full control." Yeah.
Yeah, it's such bullshit. That story does not even like. I don't even know what the writer of Miles Morales is reading. Like, how does he coincide? How does that even make sense?
It doesn't.
To what's going on in the main story? It doesn't connect whatsoever. Like, it's just like, oh, I'm going to write my own story. You know, it's just even. Oh my god!
Then do that in his own book. You don't need a miniseries for it.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous. Nothing to do with what happened there. But all right, cool. So that was yours, Kat. And who's left to go? Michael and Chris. Did you go?
I didn't go.
Chris, go ahead.
Mine was, I want to triple check, Superman Smashes the Klan issue number 1. I was interested in it. I checked it out. The artwork reminds me of Ed McGuinness when he first started out in comics with the bigger kind of cartoony Superman. And you have this family that moves into this new neighborhood. And I don't want to get too into details with it because obvious reasons, but I felt it was a really strong first issue. I think it's only 2 parts, if I'm not mistaken. It's a long book. But after the story, they have like a lot of background on the writer, history, and then the characters in the book a little bit. I thought it was a really nice first issue. I'll definitely stick around for the second, I believe, last part.
Gotcha. And Michael, you're up now with your number 4.
Yes, Savage Sword of Conan, issue number 10. So from last issue, we get that. I feel that this is a new story arc because he meets up with 2 new characters. And first of all, I just want to say the artwork was really good in this comic book. And he basically helps someone on a quest to find the hidden treasure that her brother was looking for. And when he needs the map for it, she said that she burned it and she has it memorized, which I was like, okay, if you have it memorized, then where is it? Right? You know, I mean, if you burn some and have it memorized, that's kind of weird, actually. But along the quest and everything, he encounters with someone that basically heard about the treasure and ties up Conan and kidnaps Osira, that was her name, to find out where this hidden treasure is. So it's a pretty good issue, this one.
Cool. All right.
That's it.
Real Mano says, what was that, Chris? I picked up Superman Smashes the Klan, but I haven't had a minute to sit down and read it yet. Loving the art style. Awesome. All right. So everybody went for their number 4, right?
Yep.
So we're going to talk about a new number 1 this week from DC Comics. I didn't read it. I had no interest in it, and that was Metal Men. This is issue 1. So what did you guys think about this one? Are you going to keep it or what?
Oh, I'm done. I read the first issue. I'm like, this is crap. Okay, moving on.
I liked it.
Brandon's agreeing with us.
I'm going to get something to drink. Brand.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear why Brant liked it. I'll just say that I only picked it up because I had 9 books. So I was like, I guess I'll get Metal Man issue 1. And I read it, and I'm like, I guess I won't get Metal Man issue 2.
Metal Man is it's the concept that I'm always interested in and can never get into. It's one of those kind of things. But I thought it was interesting the way that they, and I don't know if that had been revealed before, that they weren't really self-aware, actually, that it was just an extension of him. And that now that there's this living metal, that maybe that's going to change and they're actually going to get consciousness of their own. So I thought it was an interesting direction to take it, and them discovering for the umpteenth time the truth behind their existence was, I don't know. I thought it was an interesting opener and left you with a nice little twist at the end.
See, I like the idea of the book, and I even said this in my review, and I said maybe I had a little bit too much of a deep thought about the book, but I think it's a very interesting analogy for how creators feel about their own projects. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool, but I just hated the execution. I was really bored by it. I'm like, I like this idea, but I'm like, didn't like any of the dialogue or the characters.
I think the professor, and no offense, I think the professor's a dick.
Well, I think he's supposed to be, yeah.
Yeah, he always was.
I know. I understand him.
I was more bored by X-Men than this.
Really?
I thought, this actually ranked a lot higher than X-Men for me this week.
Man.
We also have Mike Manhattan says I didn't even hear about this book. What's interesting, I was talking to my comic book store, and they said, yeah, we didn't really order much of Metal Men because no one ever picks it up. And I think that's honestly for a lot of people. And I think it's interesting they're doing a miniseries, but I think it's like 9 issues long, which is really long. 12 issues long for a Metal Men series.
It's a little long for Metal Men, if that is. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, if you know in the chat. I'm not sure.
It's definitely more than 6. That I know.
Yeah,
it's a really long miniseries.
I think, is it a 12 issue?
I thought it was 12.
Probably.
I think it's 12. But the only thing that interested me, and I say I'm probably dropping it, I'll probably skim the second issue just because of Ninth Metal or an Nth Metal, just to see how he's going to put together a new Metal Man. But I think it's not going to work out.
DNGN says if Birds of Prey deserves only a one-shot, Metal Men deserves a page.
A panel.
It gets canceled before the second.
It gets put in DC
out.
Comics 1001, one page.
And Tevye says this is written by Dan Didio. Pass, and I had that thought too.
It's written by Dan Didio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
not coming back.
Well, he did the dialogue. And I think he maybe him and another writer did the concept for it. But yeah, I liked it. I'm going to read the next issue.
Nice. All right. Gotta read more about fat anime.
I will stand alone.
I am excited to hear what Brent thinks of issue 2 when that does come out. To see.
Yeah, it'll be a drop.
Yeah, we'll see though.
Absolutely. All right, so let's move on to our number 3 books. My number 3 is Teen Titans, issue 35. Ooh, is that ooh in a good way or ooh?
No,
in a
I'm
bad
just saying because it's in my top also. Just not my number 3.
Which book?
Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not in mine. Okay.
So this book was really good. So it was Roundhouse, which was one of the things that we did expect. He was controlling the Jinn. He was wearing the ring. And so, but the cool thing is that he's obviously holding Robin responsible for his sister's death. And so I thought that was a really interesting twist there. And then he winds up putting the Jinn back in her ring because supposedly this is the only thing that he cares about, right? And the next thing we find out is Crush goes ballistic and she beats the shit out of freaking Roundhouse. And I was like, and at that part of the book, I was legitimately like page turning it. I'm like, oh my God, is he or is she going to literally kill him? Because that's what I thought was going to happen. And it was so intense at that part. And then the reason I could not rank this book any higher was because of how it ended. It abruptly ended this major plot line so she could go back to her father and deal with this "you're the villain" bullshit. And I was like, this is disappointing because I wanted to see the ramifications of this. I wanted this storyline to keep on going, and they interrupt it with this. So what did you guys? Do you guys agree with me on that, or did you like this issue better than I did? What did you guys think?
Well, to be, I mean, the thing is that they were just doing that because Lobo in the end said that he got the whole mind control of, how he can control her. Like basically, said that, with the mind control that Lex Luthor gave to me and everything, he basically said this in like a few issues back bring it back to that point. So I think maybe that's why they did that. But going back to the whole roundhouse thing and everything, you know, with Robin saying, I will forgive you, instead of saying that, he should just said, I am sorry what I did to you.
Well, that's the
with
point. That's the killer. That's the gut
Yeah.
wrench. It's like, what's interesting about storytelling in general is obviously point of view. So Damien, in his point of view, he's like, of course,
He wasn't
like,
in the wrong.
I'm not in the wrong. You just like tried killing all of us. Like, I'm totally right. And he doesn't understand the effects he did to Roundhouse and
Yeah.
doesn't care.
I love the way that.
Yeah,
scene
but
played out.
then just putting Dejan in the ring forever was like really, really something, including like Mike said with Crush literally almost ending Roundhouse. But I felt this to be a heartfelt and great issue, in my opinion.
It's like Damien couldn't read the room. It's like everybody's trying to appeal to him, trying to get him to calm down, and Damien's like, I forgive you. He's like,
Yeah.
What you say? You forgive me? I love it.
I was looking at him like saying you should say you're sorry.
Yeah, and you see him go
so that way he doesn't go ballistic even more.
Well, that's what creates the drama.
Yeah, and you see him go through all those transmutations of his different abilities, and it's like, man, I've never seen this out of Roundhouse. It's like he's capable of so much more, and it was really cool. But yeah, he goes.
Also, it explains how he got his powers too, actually, in this issue.
Yeah. And then he goes that extra step with putting her back in the ring, and it's just, dude, it was, that part of it was really good. I do agree. I didn't like the way it ended, and it forced you into that You're the Villain stuff. But aside from that, I thought this was a fantastic issue.
Yeah, I agree.
It's one of the best issues of Teen Titans, honestly, in a long time.
I agree.
And what's interesting? Oh, sorry, you go, Mike.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, what it does is it really tests the relationship of this group. And this is what this book has done from the very beginning since they put this team together, is test the relationship of a group book like this. And I love it. I love the way this book is written. So, sorry, Cap, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, because it's interesting that Tevye says he misses like the Rebirth Titans, and what I find so interesting about this new Teen Titans is that it at its core, it's exactly what the '80s Titans was. Like, all right, who's the mole? Like, who can we trust? All the drama, like these people that really shouldn't be together, somehow liking each other, and these people hate each other more. But I think it's really interesting, especially from the mole perspective. If you like the Judas contract, it really puts a twist on it without saying, oh, this is the Judas contract, without trying to capitalize on it.
Right.
I think it just goes into its roots. And Roundhouse is so interesting. And I loved, again, all the polarizing characters interacting with each other here. But I also agree with you, Mike. And the reason I couldn't give this like a highest rating is because of that ending. I hate that DC is pulling this villain year stuff, and honestly ruined a really good issue.
It's gonna hit all the books eventually. You know that at the end of the year.
It's just he was forced to stop his story to do this particular part. You know,
but to your point, Kat, this is how you retread storylines without making it sound or feel repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For sure.
So great stuff there. So yeah, that was my my number 3. So Michael, what was your number 3?
My number 3 book we already talked about, Savage Tales, a Red Sonja Halloween Special 2019, issue number 1.
All right. How about you, Chris?
X-Men number 1. We already talked about it.
Oh, because of the adjoining rooms.
Yeah, of course.
All right. And Kat.
Because of Fat Aunt May. Spider-Man.
I'll promise everyone watching it's not in my top, so we won't see Fat Aunt May anymore.
They get the wheat cakes who talk about
And Brad.
Once in Future, we already talked about it.
All right. Cool. All right. So before Tevye had his number 3, did you guys see that at all? He put it up there. I don't know. He was asking about if we saw it.
I didn't see his number 3 at all.
Did come through, Tevye. Do it again. You made it too long, and it probably didn't register.
Yeah, just try doing it shorter, Tevye, and we'll obviously feature it once it's once you get it.
All right. So before we jump into our number 2s, we're going to talk about Batman issue 81. Man, oh man, this book is. I can't say any more bad things about this book, but for this book, for Batman to say
he's naked.
Dear Lord.
What was that? It's like I didn't
So now we
understand.
got Fat Aunt May, naked people, and Batman.
He's singing too. One thing I want to mention is that, and again, nothing against Tom King. I'm just, making light of this. But every single book, he needs to sing or have poetry. So of course, in the end, he's singing this song, and it's like, oh my god. I'm sorry, Mike.
ENGN says my number 3 was Absolute Carnage number 4. The ending felt like a jump anime, but I did like Eddie's arc in this issue. Yes, absolutely. But yes, this book is just Batman said that this whole thing was a plan. He planned this whole entire thing out. What kind of shit is that?
Yeah, I was not happy with that ending. I was just like, yeah, all right. So I was really sad because that was all part of my plan. And the Bat family helped me, and now they're like, attacking Flashpoint Batman.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh, and Clayface, you're gonna be like my inside guy, so you're gonna pretend to be different people, and maybe you're pretended to be Alfred, and maybe they pretend to kill you.
And
so
I'm
we
Batman.
don't know.
And I'm Batman.
Yeah.
He literally said that at the end of the book. I'm Batman.
I know. It was
And
so
then this way, like the entire Bat family is going to attack the Flashpoint Batman, and I'll leave Bane up to me. Wouldn't it be that other way around? How can Thomas Wayne, how does it take the entire Bat family to take down Thomas Wayne? Right? Just one of them can take down Thomas Wayne. And it's just like at the end of the book, it looks like he beats all of them up, and he just walks away and drinks some tea. What the heck is this book?
Yeah,
I don't know what it is anymore. I don't even know why I'm reading it anymore. Half the time I'm like, I'm reading this just because I want to see how worse it can get.
I mean, when you've read how many issues, you're up to 81 issues. You're just like, all right, let's see where this goes. And then you have, on top of that, you have John Romita Jr. doing the artwork. Everyone's bulky as
I've
hell.
never seen so many lines on art in my life.
Yeah, it just,
Really?
oh man, this is how to end this.
I'm trying to remember the lines. There was somebody else who did lines.
What, Chris?
I'm trying to remember. Somebody did a lot of lines in their art. We talked about it.
Jim Lee does a lot of, yeah, Jim Lee does a lot
Only
of art.
Romita?
Jim Lee's lines look good.
Okay.
With Romita, it always looks like whiskers. Like there's
Yeah.
50 whiskers on the side of their face. Yeah, but I think this is more disappointing than issue 50 of Batman, for sure. I mean, leading up to all this has been 30 issues of Batman crying, and he can't even admit that he's crying.
I'm not crying.
Oh my God.
Fat ass.
And this all had to do with some like Venom from Bane.
Yeah, some super special Venom that Gotham created Gotham Girl, apparently.
Yeah.
This
This is
so
bad. This is so bad.
Yeah, we even forgot that Alfred's dead. I forgot about that.
It's not Alfred.
It isn't Alfred.
It's
He probably
Clayface.
lost
I
voice
tell you, I
somewhere.
think it's Clayface who was pretending to be Alfred.
That's right. Because you can snap Clayface's head off and he'll still come back.
Yeah.
Everyone's so upset that Alfred was dead with the Bat family, and Damien like, this is my family.
There is a rumor that Nightwing's coming back next year. But Tim Drake.
Next year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jeez.
2020.
But
But
see-
Tim Drake is still a duck.
But you see, Thomas Wayne sits there and he teams up with Bane to just take over Gotham and everything else, and to go against his own son. But yet, when he goes against Damian, he's like, "No, I don't kill family." Well, what the fuck are you doing with Batman? Then you were trying to get his ass killed, and now all of a sudden you don't want to kill Damian?
Oh, my son doesn't count.
It
All the
doesn't.
family.
It's stupid. It's so idiotic. It's so God. And the way John Romita draws blood, it's like whenever someone punches somebody, it's like gushing blood. It's like piles of blood. Like the person would be dead with the amount of blood loss he shows on the
Not
on his
Batman.
pages.
Not Batman. Batman has like 1,000 different transfusions in his.
Yeah, look at all that blood.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
that's
let me
tomato
make
soup
that
amount of
up. Sorry,
blood.
do that one more time.
That is a lot of blood.
He's
Yeah,
getting
look at that.
transfusions
All the
in his suit
pictures
right
are
now.
showing a
The
night.
swimming pool of blood.
But
Oh
he's
my
Batman.
God. Oh yeah, look even more.
Yeah, see?
How did he even talk? Look at that fat lip.
Why is everything fat today?
It's like he's probably asking
It's
where
a black and blue fat lip.
he's asking where Fat
Never
Aunt May is.
questioned
Where's
comic
Fat Aunt May?
DNGN says at least Batman's in love.
Did you show the last page? I was looking away. Did you show the last page where he's drinking the tea?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
Oh,
show the
please.
last page.
Oh, please.
I only showed Naked Man.
No, not that. The last. Yeah, look at that.
Yummy.
that. Is he stone face?
Oh God! You know, I actually had like a conversation about this. I think Batman should be. I think it'd be such more of an interesting story if Batman was in love with somebody that had nothing to do with vigilantism. I think it'd be so much like the one love interest I actually did like was Scott Snyder's love interest by the end of this Batman run. I thought she was really cool. And
which one?
The one where she had like all those tattoos and she was related to somebody, and then like he ends up forgetting he's Batman, and they say goodbye in a very interesting way. Yeah. I liked her the most because at least she wasn't really connected.
I totally forgot about her. Yeah.
I guess nothing against Catwoman, but I think she's the obvious pick. So I liked her.
She's perfect for him.
Oh yeah. DNGN says if Batman could get naked, Bane could get naked, Batman can. Batman's already gotten naked. I own that book.
All right. Well, there's that talk.
Yep.
Let's not talk about that book ever again.
Until
So anyway,
now.
number 2, right? That's where we're headed to. It's the one we already talked about, the romance between Scott Summers, Jean Grey, and Logan. X-Men issue 1. So I'll go with Kat this time. What is yours?
Mine was also the polyamorous relationship between Logan, Jean, and Cyclops.
We have our own like soap opera versions of these comic books. Brant, what's your number 2?
We already talked about it. Absolute Carnage. Issue number 4.
Awesome. Hey, Christopher.
we just shit on his artwork too. Superman Year 1, the final book, book 3. I love the story, not the art. There was a lot of story here from where he finally made his public appearance to his first him joining the Daily Planet, to him starting to clean up Metropolis, to meeting Batman and Wonder Woman, and then the book kind of ends, and I like it because we could always get like a year 2 with him finding out that Kandor is still out there and he goes after Brainiac, and that's kind of how the book kind of concludes altogether. So I would love to see a volume 2, just not with John Romita Jr.'s artwork.
Oh yeah,
new artist.
Wasn't it Frank Miller who did that?
Frank Miller did the writing and he did the variants. He did not do the.
I don't think he's gonna do another one, but who knows?
He did a lot of Batman: The Dark Knight. I mean, there's a sequel coming out to that even.
Mike Manhattan said, anyone get the variant cover for X-Men? I got the Willis Portosino cover. Which one are you talking about? They came out with like 8 variants. If you talk about the Archer one, I wound up getting that one, the one with Jean Grey on it.
I think I got that one.
That one was really nice.
I just got the regular cover for this week. Yeah.
I think I bought the first 2 physically. I'm probably going to move it to digital, though.
I guess that... Oh, sorry, guys.
No, that's it. Just because I'm kind of 50-50 with it right now.
I might get some extra covers for my Kitty Pryde book tomorrow, but...
Oh, my God.
Marauders.
All
right.
That I did not get physically. I'll stick to digital.
She has a broken nose on that cover, so get ready, guys.
Get ready for some very intense action where Fat Aunt May slapped her in the face with a wheat cake.
She's like, Aunt May, I gotta call myself Kate now.
Michael, what's your number 2?
Book we already talked about, Teen Titans issue number 35.
Awesome. And DNGN says his number 2 is X-Men issue 1. My favorite scene is Corsair asking his son if he's in a cult, only for Scott to dissuade him, then give him a plant to his cult.
I'm not in a cult here. Here's this plant. Come into my cult.
Enter.
The welcome gift.
Yeah. And so now we're going to move on to our number 1 because we basically talked about Absolute Carnage already. So my number 1 is the person that's making its appearance everywhere in the Marvel universe. That is Star, because she wants to be the star.
No,
So
it's not Aunt May. She's big enough to fit everywhere.
Oh, God.
And Chris, what's your number one?
Absolute Carnage. We already talked about it.
And Kat.
Teen Titans. Already talked about it.
Brant.
Teen Titans.
All right. And Michael.
Spider-Man.
We already talked about Grim Tales of Terror. 2019 Halloween special issue number 1.
Mike didn't read Spider-Man.
No, I didn't.
All right.
He's missing out.
Thanks to you.
All right. So we're going to pass it on to Chris.
It's time, everybody, for the chop. So we're gonna start chopping some books, and I'll tell you right now, if anything, Absolute Carnage makes me wish I could chop Miles Morales. But like Mike said, that was a mini series. On the chopping block for me this week, I actually think I have 2. I want to make sure at looking at the list. Yeah, Metal Men and Batman are both
Ooh.
on my chopping block. However, Batman
Wow.
gets half a chop because I'm still curious to see how the train wreck goes. But Metal Men's getting the full chop.
So it's a semi-full chop.
It's a chop and a half chop.
It chopped, but just didn't go all the way through.
I mean, I'd say I chop Superman because I know what's coming, but I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer.
you might be the only one reading. Maybe
I
Brant's
am
still
the
reading
only one
Superman.
reading Superman. Well, no, Brant.
No.
Nope.
Oh, no more? Then I'm the only one, and it's coming. I feel it.
I'm
Not yet.
I'm excited for you to tell us all about that identity stuff.
I'm glad
but
Kat's excited, everyone, to hear me say I'm chopping the one book that got me into collecting comics that I've
I'm
read
excited.
all my life. Literally never didn't buy an issue. Man. Okay, Kat, what are you chopping this week?
Metal Men, easy. I'm not getting that second issue. No need.
Brant?
I don't really have one. Batman is the only one, but I have to see it through at this point. It's too far in.
So you're like me. It's like a half chop. You kind of want to see the train wreck at the end.
Yeah.
Michael, nothing.
No, none.
Mike,
All right. I have 2. Mine is Flash Forward. I can't read that. It's just too bad for me. I'm sorry. The one page with his flipping kids, I could care less about at this point. It's not worth my $3 anymore. And the next one is, I think I'm going to have to do it, is The Marked. Even though it was an interesting story, I can't see myself reading that for the long term, I don't think. I love the originality of that story, but it just did not do enough for me to go, I got to buy the next issue of this. So, yeah.
Cool.
all right. Now we're going to pass it on to Brand to talk about what we're looking forward to next week.
That wasn't me.
That was Brand. He started laughing the moment I started.
I was trying to turn it off and you turned it back on. I don't know what's going on. Anywho, key issues. And we're talking all these books we're anticipating. Laugh, people, laugh. Key issues.
If you didn't know you had a laugh, we now have a banner to tell you. You should
must
be
laugh.
laughing.
Haha, forced laugh, canned laughter. No, so there's a bunch of books that apparently we're all looking forward to coming out tomorrow. So where do I start? Let's start with Dial H. Dial H number 8. We've all been enjoying this book, well, at least most of us have. And I'm trying to remember how the last issue ended.
It was a one shot.
And the
Oh, yeah.
origin of what's his name is coming now. The origin
Yeah,
of
the origin of, so that's going to be interesting to see how that, how he came to be and how that plays into the actual overall story.
Yeah. It's legit DC's best book out. So
No, Teen Titans is.
Teen Titans is good.
No, Teen Titans is. Teen Titans is better because it's been an ongoing series, and this series is only a mini series.
Right, that is true. That is
That is true. So, sadly, Ghost Spider number 3. I love this book. I
Definitely looking forward to that.
I love
book
it more.
for sure.
No.
No, I like it more. I like
Mhm.
Australian Gwen Stacy.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
me too.
Mike.
Yeah. That's why.
Huh?
That's honestly the reason I like it is just because I get to see an Australian version of Gwen Stacy.
Michael's so awake for all of this. He's like, yeah, Gwen Stacy, Australia.
Yeah, Australian.
I'm
girl.
awake.
Spider-Man,
I'm listening.
Marvel Action Spider-Man.
There you go. That's Michael.
So Marvel Action Spider-Man, I'm actually glad to see that they're actually continuing the story, because now it looks like that Venom looks like that he's going to probably be in the story. And I have to say, I'm really looking forward to seeing how the story is going to be, because of the Black Cat story was very amazing. I'm going to imagine how the Venom one's going to be. So that's actually really cool.
Sweet. All right, let's see. What are we going to talk about next? Amazing Spider-Man Full Circle. Looks like Kat and Mike are really excited about this one.
I mean, go on, Mike.
No, go ahead, talk. Go ahead. I'll piggyback on you.
I just think it's really interesting that we're getting different writers' take, and that they have to like continue off each other's stories. So that's why I'm interested in it.
What is this one about? Go ahead, Mike.
I'm interested in it. It has to do with the Shield story. And it's got multiple characters in it, multiple writers, obviously, like Kat said. I am interested on it. However, I am still on the fence about buying this one because it's $10. It's $10.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like a 96-page book. So it's $10. So I don't know if I'm going to shell out the money for this.
That's a lot of money. It's multiple issues too, so I think I might give the first issue a try. 96. How am I gonna find time to read 96 pages tomorrow?
Yeah, see, that's why I was just like, I can skip this one.
I'll give it a shot. There's like werewolves on the covers. Australian Gwen Stacy is appearing as a werewolf.
I saw a star in the very corner on the left side.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
she's
making out with Carolina actually, and Scott and Emma and everyone.
The whole
there's a whole there's a whole pile of wheat cakes in the other corner. Bottom right.
Yeah, May's eating that whole pile of wheat cakes.
Hey, this is
and Deadpool.
I would read this. I would spend the money and get a couple of copies.
Yeah. All right, so Chris, Batman Superman.
I'm looking forward to this because now Superman's been infected purposely infects himself with the laughing serum or the laughing whatever to cause himself to turn into the Superman that laughs, to team up with the Batman that laughs to get him free, and we don't know why yet. And that's why Superman's semi going undercover while not, because he's now infected.
Nothing could go wrong with that kind of plan, right? I mean, infect yourself with
I don't know how it's Superman's plan, not Batman's, and Batman didn't agree with it. So I mean,
makes
no
perfect
offense
sense
to Superman, but
Usually Batman's right.
Sometimes Superman's kind of backfire. So I hope it doesn't backfire.
I do like that this series is a lot better than Batman and Superman combined. So.
Right.
That's so far.
Yeah, that's true. Things could go downhill, but right now it's a pretty solid series.
Yeah. So Mike and I are looking forward to Middle West number 12.
Yeah.
Repercussions of all that. He's met his grandfather, not such a great guy. His father, not such a great guy. He's kind of alone, and it's just I don't know where it goes from here though. Like I don't remember how the last issue ended either.
Yeah, me either. I can't quite remember. I just know that the poor kid is just really down on his luck. I just know that he was dealing with some big time anger issues. He left Fox, and he got captured. He got captured with his friend.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's what happened.
Slavery ring or something like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Yeah, that's right. That's how it ended.
Yeah.
And so now it's like he's got to get out of that situation. The kid, I feel so bad for him, man.
Yeah. It's just I don't know what the end goal here is though. Like, does he give in? Does he become a hero with this? What happens? And does he get rid of it? I don't know.
And it doesn't seem like the story is ending anytime soon. You know?
Yeah. Which is good because I'm enjoying it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Man, there's a lot of Spider-Man stuff. I'll let you guys talk about Immortal Hulk number 25.
That cosmic dude.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah. This one is, basically Immortal Hulk we're going into the future where Cosmic Hulk or Hulk is supposed to be still alive because obviously he's immortal. And at the end of the last issue, you got to see him eat some kind of entity, and you think that he's going to be maybe the next Galactus. And it was just very odd, very disturbing, very horrific. and you're just like, holy shit, I need to find out what is going on with Immortal Hulk at this point.
Yeah.
So that's basically what's going on there. I can't wait for it.
And I like that, we're up to issue 25, so it's going to be hopefully a big issue.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm waiting for this comment to load. I wanted to highlight, and it's not there. So I will move on.
Which one?
I don't see it. The monogamy one.
Oh, yeah, it's not loaded yet. Oh, it just got loaded.
Yeah, there it is. Star versus the forces of. Serious. All right. Let's see.
I didn't click it again.
Angel number 6. That's the second part of this the Hellmouth story that started in the Buffy Angel Hellmouth. I know that you and I both have been enjoying Angel a little bit more than Buffy. So
I'm behind, but I'm enjoying Angel.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see his side of the story going forward and how they handle it. I want to see how they handle it different in both books. But I'm really interested in this issue, of course.
Yeah, Angel, you're always surprised by her. At least I'm always surprised that, Angel, I like this book. And then you read it and you're like, oh, that's why I really like this book. And you never know what. Yeah, because especially with the artwork, it's kind of like on the plainer side. So I kind of forget how much I like it. And then, again, you finish it and it's like, oh, man, that's such a good book.
Yeah, it's exactly that way with me. And it's the exact opposite with Buffy. It's like, oh, I really like the first couple of issues, and I really like this book. And then I read it, I'm like, it was okay. But yeah, so it's interesting. So it'll be really cool to see how they handle it in both books. All right, Marauders number 1. Kat, I know you're super excited for that one.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Emma and Kitty for life, as I said multiple times in the comments. But
with a little star thrown in.
Yeah, we got the Reality Stone. It's gonna happen. I don't like that her name is Kate. That's one thing that I still don't understand, how you can be in your mid-20s and just wake up one day and be like, you know what? Forget my name. I'm gonna call myself Kate. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But no, I love Kitty. I can't wait for this book. Definitely the one I'm most excited for the X-Men.
Yeah. Chris is now Christopher, by the way.
Yes.
I am?
Yeah, you change your name. But the thing is, with Kitty, I could understand if she went by Catherine, right? Because, that's her given name. But she changed it to a different nickname. That doesn't make sense. It's like for me saying, all right, you call me Catherine, call me Kat, but no, call me Kate now. It doesn't make any sense.
Maybe it was changed for
Call me Rico Suave.
Yeah.
I have a friend.
If you have a friend named Rico Suave, I'm done with that.
I actually do have a friend named Rico, though. Anyway, I have a friend that has changed his name like that. I'm not gonna say who, but it's interesting.
Okay, so I guess it exists. We have Gian who says, I want to know. No, that wasn't the one. Now I expect to see a full diagram of a Hellfire ship's room. Well, don't worry. Emma and Kitty, they got a door attached to their room.
That's fine. Amazing Spider-Man number 32. Are we still on the Absolute Carnage part? Or
no, it's Spider-Man 2099 now. Yep.
That's why I'm looking forward to it. Spidey 2099.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how it goes.
Yeah. I just hope they do something different with it this time around.
Yeah, I think it's the kicker to the 2099 one-shots. So I think it kind of kicks that whole thing off. Right. But again, this delays the whole Kindred storyline, obviously, because we're dealing with this.
Maybe he'll be in the background.
He'll be in the background like he has been forever.
Kindred is Fat Aunt May.
Aunt May. That's it.
All right. Let's see. We only got two left. Valkyrie, Jane Foster, number 4. Fantastic book. Beautiful art. So many books that we read. I can't remember how this one ended either. So.
This one.
Oh, it was the end of the story.
I just really liked the book.
This one was the end of that story arc where she took what's his name?
Right. What's
on the trip?
He went to Nakahawa. Yeah, and then I forget what the cliffhanger was though.
Yeah, I don't remember what the cliffhanger is.
There was a talking horse.
Well, supposedly, I think in this issue, you're going to find out that Bullseye's boss is the one watching Jane Foster and finding out what's going on with that whole situation. So,
yeah, this book is phenomenal. If you're not reading Jane Foster, I mean, it was phenomenal when she was Thor, but I think it's much more new reader friendly now. So you don't have to follow 5 years of Thor to enjoy it.
And then the last one we've got to talk about, Amazing Mary Jane, number 1.
I am very curious to see what that story is going to be.
I'm very uninterested.
You're very uninterested? Really?
I don't care.
Wow.
Well, it's based off of the Spider-Man main book because Mary Jane got that acting gig
with Mysterio,
and with Mysterio, and then now it's Mysterio is behind the whole thing of where this acting gig is completely false.
Right.
So we're going to see how that totally affects her. So I think
I'm excited to see her be her own hero.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm totally curious for this one. I'm surprised that you're not. Thanks. Wow.
I'll read it and I'll probably have it as my number 1 just because I'm saying it this way now. Watch.
You're not interested in Mary Jane. You don't like Teen Titans. What is wrong with you, dude?
I like Teen Titans. I'm behind in Teen Titans.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. All right.
Don't throw false accusations out.
And then when Mary Jane comes out in issue 1, you'll be like, I like Mary Jane. I'm just behind on it. Even though only 1 issue is out.
Imagine if they killed MJ off in this issue.
No, I'm just going to get a hook.
Very short
going to get like 35 pounds heavier.
Oh, then I'd read it. I still continue because I'm like, I want to see this version.
She'll get like that smoker's voice when she walks out.
What's going to happen is Star is going to come in and upstage her and get the role over.
Oh, she won't be in a relationship with Mary Jane. She won't steal Mary Jane from Peter.
Star actually has that reality stone. She's going to change the scope of the entire Marvel universe.
Oh, yeah.
So everything that you're reading right now
doesn't matter.
It's all fake. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's it for key issues. So let's move on to that's it, right?
That's it. This is the end of the show, everybody. But before we go, does anybody have anything to say? And I do. To start us off, Celestial Falcon, issue number 1's deluxe edition is back on Kickstarter. We relaunched today. Ha, Brand, I beat you to it.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Beat you to it. He beat me to it when it was the first time around. I beat him to it this time. And we are already over 50% funded. Day 1. Thank you all so much for the support. If you haven't checked it out already, Brandt's left a link in the chat, and I'm sure he just sent another link.
No,
I'm waiting. I thought maybe he didn't. It would appear. He'll send another link, but we're really excited this time around. This Kickstarter is going to be amazing. Let's get to the goal, and let's get beyond that and go to some stretch goals. With that being said, though, does anybody else have anything they'd like to share?
Good.
No. Just look for our videos.
Yeah,
that's all.
New topic time tomorrow coming, and a new episode of AEW Aftershock this Friday.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I look forward to an opening on my channel. I actually got my mystery bag in the mail.
Mike Manhattan has one thing he liked to say. Well, then Peter can go back to Black Cat if MJ dies.
I told him that Star and him would just end up in a relationship, and then they'll share rooms. So
there you go.
It'll be fine.
With Scott, Jean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Star is the core of all of that.
Logan.
He's actually the plant, and
Emma,
that's it.
Kate.
She's
everyone. It's all happening.
Is the
it's all
plant.
changing.
We're closing out the show with "She is the plant."
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a press that. Click the link. Where you go with the link? Thank you all so much for being. Oh, wait a minute. We forgot something. Don't forget to subscribe. Click the notification bell over in the other corner if you'd like to know when we're going live or posting new videos. And don't forget to thumbs up the video and follow all of our social media on Comic Frontline and all of our personal social medias right here. Find us all there. Shameless plugging, everyone. That's how we end the show.
Yep.
Shamelessly. So,
and this has been brought to you by Fat Aunt May, Star, Wheat Cakes, Verizon. Maybe not.
Verizon wants nothing to do with us anymore. We're done.
Yeah, we're done.
That
was our short-lived sponsorship.
That was short-lived, and we're done.